Hey y'all. My name is Ashley-Nicole Phillips, and you are tuned into Kingdom Things Podcast with myself, Ashley-Nicole Phillips, and infinite other dimensions within and beyond our synaptical understanding of divine evolution, or God, Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High. As in our every now moment, we are all tandem. All things, all beings are tandem with infinite dimensions within and beyond God, Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High. As the manifestation of our every now moment from what we call 0 point or the quantum field is a manifestation, an exemplification, a simulation of the infinite dimensions within and beyond God, Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High, presenting ourselves, presenting the self, or God, Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High, in infinite ways. For the infinite, or God, Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High, the infinite dimensions within God and beyond God, Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High, to perceive itself, to experience itself, to relate with itself, to come into greater conscious awareness of itself, the self, or God, Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High, the infinite dimensions within and beyond God, Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High. We are a manifestation from 0 point of the quantum field and infinite dimensions beyond the understanding of 0 point in the quantum field, manifesting as divine evolution. Infinite energies having a celestial being of the cosmos experience to assist with the growth and evolution of divine evolution. The infinite dimensions within and beyond God, Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High. As we most readily align with this synaptical understanding of all things through the paradigms of the synaptical understandings of God, Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High. Within the podcast, I channel ancestral remembrances, ancestral teachings, cosmic and beyond, existential fundamental nature, remembrances of our infinite truths, dimensions of our infinite truths, because there are infinite truths to our infinite truths. Where do we come from? Who are we? Where are we going? I channel remembrances to the podcast as I heal through the inner space, where I lead life or divine evolution with an inquisitive disposition. Which brings me to the Kingdom Things Podcast, call to action. Sit with yourself every day. Ask yourself, hey soul, hey soul. What is it that I need to know to come into greater conscious awareness, as well as greater conscious embodiment of our limitless potentials? Wait for the answers, because they will come. Why our, Ashley? Everything, every being has always only been tandem one. And our conscious awareness of our tandem nature is what grows and evolves. Our conscious awareness of our unity is what grows and evolves as we become greater aware through leading reality or divine evolution with an inquisitive disposition. Again, the call to action, asking your soul, hey soul, hey self, what is it that I need to know to come to greater conscious awareness, greater conscious embodiment of our limitless nature? Wait for the answers, because they will come. Your lingo with the universe is most readily unique to yourself. It might not, the way you communicate with the self or all things, or yourself or all things, yourself, all things, myself, tandem, one, unity, is most likely unique to yourself. More the more. Whether your lingo with the universe is a psychic ability that we have conscious definitions of, like clairsentience, claircognizance, clairvoyance. Or if it's more of a synesthesia, where it's many multidimensional cosmic and beyond faculties, divine faculties. Validate yourself in your knowings, so we become more receptive, more accepting of who we've always only been. Blossoming back into cosmic and beyond ancestral forces or limitless potentials, having a celestial being of the cosmos experience and infinite other experiences which are tandem with our celestial being of the cosmos experience in every now moment. Our conscious awareness of this is of the perspectives of how we glean and see and perceive ourselves. Glean from, perceive and see ourselves is what grows and evolves. My soul taught me, hey, Ashley, everything always only is what it is. Every moment is infinite potentials. The way we perceive our infinite potentials in every moment, this is our divine evolutionary journey. This is our contribution to the evolution of all things. As every moment, the way we perceive ourselves is an acclamation of energies as we understand it. And these energies grow and evolve how we show up in our every now moment. And our growth in our every now moment is our divine evolution. And our divine evolution, that is our energetic embodiment, is formed and shaped by our every now moment, which emits or ripples out into all of God's creation. Our energy emits and ripples out into all of God's creation to assist with the form, evolution, growth of all beings, all things, the infinite dimensions within and beyond, the paradigms, the synaptical understandings of God, Allah, Shekinah, Param, Source, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High. Again, within the podcast, I channel remembrances from the soul space. As I get the answers when I ask my soul, hey, self, what is it that I need to know to come into greater conscious awareness, greater conscious embodiment of my limitless potentials? I always pray highest timeline evolution. And I've been saying that for a long time in the podcast. Highest timeline evolution is universally aligned, universally assigned for the upliftment and regeneration of all things. Nothing wrong with it. Ancestral forces like, hey, Ashley, do you not perceive that highest timeline? That's the paradigm that y'all have and y'all synaptical understanding of divine evolution or God. Highest, lowest. That's y'all's understanding. Understanding the high and the low, the left and the right has no innate value, no innate definition. The way we perceive, the way we be is what gives things value and definition, form, shape, meaning. So now I perpetuate myself. When I say that prayer, my inner space shall, when I pray, whenever I'm praying, I'm like, let this be highest timeline evolution. As universally aligned, universally assigned for the upliftment and regeneration of all things. I pray, I say, okay, I still say that. Let me be my highest timeline evolution as universally aligned, universally assigned for the upliftment and regeneration of all things. Led by the higher self to come into greater embodiment of my higher self or my more abundant, celestial, galactic, oneness, unity, consciousness, self, energies. To assist with uplifting all beings, all things. To remember how we are unity, how we are wellness, how we are balance, how we are limitless. And then I'll say, now with the understanding that highest includes infinite dimensions, infinite timelines, from infinite directions. And we're accepting and we learn and grow from our infinite timelines, infinite dimensions, infinite directions. So I channel ancestral forces, remembrances, which are channeled with all beings, all things, all of us. Every human, every being of creation. I no longer just say humans. At the beginning of the podcast, it's just like every human, because understanding our humanity is a part of a galactic ancestry, a galactic family tree. Our human is one of infinite species of the cosmos. And we're awakening to this remembrance. And our time of perceiving ourselves in reality as a desolate, cosmic happenstance was us being under a magnifying glass, a microscope. As I've channeled, I've learned, and this is one of infinite paradigms, infinite happenings, infinite dimensions of the makings of us, of our existential fundamental nature. I channeled our existence. We are a part of a galactic immersion experience. Where our future selves before I say this statement, we're always only coming into greater conscious awareness, conscious embodiment of our limitless unity nature with infinite dimensions in which we most commonly term God. We are projections from our future selves that are infinite energies having a celestial being and infinite other dimension experience of God's creation. Heightened consciousness, celestial, galactic, oneness, unity, consciousness beings. Infinite energies having a celestial, galactic, unity, Christ consciousness being experience of infinite dimensions of God's creation. Dimensions of the infinite dimensions of the makings of us is these future versions of ourselves. Cosmic beings that are in infinite other dimensions beyond our synaptical understanding of the cosmos. As God's creation is infinite dimensions beyond our understandings of beyond our understandings of what we perceive, we call like the cosmos. I channeled within the Kingdom Things podcast installment I'm going to reference below. It's called Humans Ashamed of Being Human plus Galactic Creation. And this is in this installment I channeled it's remembrance how we're all messiahs, or we're all infinite sentient beings, and our ability to be able to perceive and perceive different potential outcomes for our evolution, and to consciously set our intentions to align with higher vibrational or more abundant, well-balanced, limitless, united outcomes of our evolution. Our faculties and existential fundamental nature, existence, abilities, capabilities in which we all only are. Excuse me. We all only are. So I channel about this. Frequencies help us remember this. Humans ashamed of being human. Plus, the other part of the title is plus humans ashamed of being human plus galactic creation. Plus galactic creation. I channel the galactic creation part. How galactic creation, the cosmos as we perceive it, planets, realms with planets, gases, stars. We look out into our, to the sky, the Milky Way galaxy. This perspective, perception that we have of like the stars, the Milky Way galaxy, galaxies, universes, that's a dimension, an iota, a sliver of the infinite dimensions of God's. This is a dimension, iota, a sliver of the infinite dimensions of God's creation. Humans ashamed of being human plus galactic creation. Link below in the reference content. Again, it's the Kingdom Things podcast. It's in the description of this video. The reference content is in the description of this video. In all the videos, reference contents are in the description of the video, of the videos, the podcast installments. A preface is to say our future selves that are heightened conscious celestial beings. They're truly here and now. They're truly here and now. We're going to get into the Kingdom Things podcast 2033 prophecy. Why, Ashley, are we getting into the Kingdom Things podcast 2033 prophecy? Because I'm being guided to. I'm channeling right now. Being guided to help us understand that our future selves that are consciously aware, in our conscious awareness, growing into greater conscious awareness, conscious embodiment of our limitless, infinite, wellness, balanced nature is an infinite journey in which we call life, reality, divine evolution, growth. These future selves that are embody a greater conscious awareness, wellness and balance through celestial, galactic unity, Christ consciousness, or the remembrance at the left, the right, the up, the down, the cold, the hot, the dark, the light, the yin, the yang. The separation, the illusion of separation. We walk outside, we see separate. We see our homes as separate. We see different cultures, religions, countries, paradigms. It's all truly one. All is truly one. All is truly the whole, or God manifesting to experience God from that every now moment. To glean and grow into greater consciousness and conscious awareness of our wellness, our balance, our limitless nature. Because as we experience the divine or God or all things, formulates or grows or manifests reality from the wisdoms of our every now moment. Ancestral forces say, hey, humanity. Hey, infinite energies having a galactic species of the cosmos of divine evolution of God's creation experience. We no longer have to mirror back the imbalances. It's time to be the wisdoms from our experience. It's time to be the wisdoms from our history, or this paradigm of linear space and time in which we've been in for eons. We perceive days, weeks, months, years, decades, centuries, millennia. We've been in this experience for eons, this illusion of separation from our infinite potentials. As we had a consciousness, awareness of self, or belief of self that was tied to a linear space-time paradigm. Sequential linear space-time paradigm. Out of alignment And this manifestation is out of alignment of our existential fundamental nature higher truth. And this experience of being tied to a linear, dense paradigm experience was part of the makings of us, part of our future selves, 2033 and beyond selves, projecting our energy through what a lot of many galactic beings of the cosmos do call immersion experience, through spiritual and beyond modalities, consciousness, spiritual consciousness and beyond modalities, projecting our energy, our frequency into different dimensions, realms, space-time paradigms, energetic embodiment, alchemies, different energy cocktails or alchemies to perceive, put our energy under a microphone and a magnifying glass to hear, see, perceive in greater pigment or more dimensionality. How does our future self energy be in these different energetic embodiments? Let's project our energy into these different realms, experiments of the cosmos, so we can look at ourselves, perceive ourselves, garner the wisdoms from looking at ourselves, perceiving, observing ourselves, perceiving ourselves. Be the wisdoms from our perspective, perception, observation of projecting our energy into these realms with the illusion of separation from the infinite, with a paradigm that is a linear space-time experience, with death, disease, war, famine, poverty, pedophilia, sex trafficking, human trafficking. And let's be the wisdoms from this linear space-time paradigm with the illusion of separation from the infinite or God, Allah, Shekinah, from Source, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High, the infinite dimensions within and beyond God, Allah, Shekinah, from Source, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High. Let's be the wisdoms from this. Embody the wisdoms, be the wisdoms, to assist with bringing these dimensions of ourselves in which we projected into this experiment, this linear experiment with this illusion of separation from the divine, the infinite wellness, balance, potentials. Let's be the wisdoms to pull these dimensions of ourselves into a now moment with no death, no disease, no war, no famine, world peace, no poverty, no pedophilia, no sex trafficking, no being trafficking, no being of any kind, any species, any dimension, any realm, any pigment of divine evolution. With an awakening genome, DNA activation. Do not replace your professional medical advice with anything you experience or hear within Kingdom Things Podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips. Awakened DNA, genome, cellular, molecular existence into galactic, celestial, oneness, Christ, unity, consciousness, or the remembrance that we are the whole. Everything we experience, everything we be, every way that every being, everything manifested in the now moment is to be the wisdoms from our every now moment, to bring the oneness, the dimensions, the illusion of separation, the cultures, the paradigms, the countries, the states, the cities, the oceans, the realms, the dimensions, the infinite species, into a communion where we respect, we grow from, we glean from our illusion of separation, which manifested differences. Remember that we are wellness. Remember that we are balanced, and no longer self-war or see or fear differences, wanting to annihilate and mutilate differences, fearing that differences will interfere with our differences, no longer fearing differences, but gleaning and learning from differences, to come into greater conscious wellness, balance, harmony. The divine God wants to see, what do we create? This is our dharmic purpose, to understand that every difference we perceive is dimensions of the divine, Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High, the infinite dimensions within and beyond the divine God, Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High, experiencing being from every now moment, manifesting from limitless potential in every now moment, from the zero point field in every now moment, from the quantum field in every now moment, from the infinite potentials that is God, Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High, the infinite dimensions within and beyond God, Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High, manifesting from every now moment to experience the self, ourselves, the divine, and infinite dimensions, to be the wisdom, the wellness that is the divine, in infinite dimensions. What do we create? Awakening from amnesia, slumber, soul suffocation, where we saw allies and foes and differences, rather than the whole or God and manifest. We are God. All things are God made manifest. The divine wants to see what do we create with coming online into remembrance of our cosmological and beyond existential fundamental nature, that we are the divine in evolution. All things are the divine in evolution. We're channeling the bunnies of the great beyond today within this Kingdom Things podcast installment. Now, when I came into a conscious awareness of the bunnies of the great beyond, I do powwow sessions. How did I come into conscious awareness of the bunnies of the great beyond? I do powwow sessions in my inner space all day, like a lot of the day. And I call a powwow session whenever I dip down in my inner space and I'm traveling, experiencing my day, and I ask the soul, like, what is this trying to teach me about myself? Like, I see things in reality. Like, hey, what's it trying to teach me about myself, these self? And I'll get wisdoms. I'll perceive wisdoms and remembrances and understandings. I was in the grocery store. I walked to the grocery store. I was in the grocery store, and I was having the power session in the inner space, and I was getting all these wisdoms and divine remembrances. And they're like, Ashley, like, we have an understanding, a paradigm of like who, what we are. Because sometimes, a lot of times, I don't ask, like, I'll get the wisdom, I'm getting wisdoms and stuff. I don't ask, like, I used to ask, like, who are you? What are you? I don't ask that anymore because I allow myself to open up to understanding. I don't ask this anymore in order to allow myself to open up into different paradigms, synaptical understanding of divine evolution or all things. Understanding how we perceive who, what, where, when, why is a manifestation of our disposition experience of this linear space-time paradigm with the illusion of separation from infinite potentials beyond our synaptical understanding of existence. So I stopped asking who, what, where, when, why in order to allow myself to blossom and open up. And my soul guided me like, hey, just relax and just get the understandings. And, whenever you're guided to take a step, just take the step and allow yourself to get the full circle moments, because we're being walked into remembrance, guided into remembrance of dimensions beyond this linear space-time paradigm with the illusion of separation from our infinite nature or God. So calling it relaxing into love. And I actually have a Kingdom Things podcast installment. All my content is channeled. I'm channeling right now. I have a Kingdom Things podcast installment titled Relax into Love. I'm linking it below in this below in the description of this Kingdom Things podcast installment. It's called Relax into Love. Allowing ourselves to relax into love in order to be gifted the wisdoms, the understanding, the remembrances, the energetic embodiments of wellness, balance, greater conscious awareness of our cosmological and beyond existential fundamental nature. So when I was multidimensionally communicating through the inner space, walked through the grocery store with the bunnies of the great beyond, they brought it to my attention. Hey, Ashley, we have an understanding of who we are. Now, I will say this. Before this experience, I actually did consciously come into contact with the bunnies of the great beyond, but I kind of like disassociated from it because it was so it was beyond my paradigms of indoctrination of belief. So I kind of disassociated with it. Before this grocery store experience where I was getting divine wisdoms from the bunnies of the great beyond, I didn't even realize I was communicating with the bunnies of the great beyond multidimensionally. For that experience, I was doing healing through the inner space in regards to chaos. And the energy came through, bunnies of the great beyond energy came through, and they're like, yeah. In my mind's eye, I just saw little bunnies hopping, like animated bunnies hopping. And I'm like, whoa. And they're like, yeah, we cause chaos throughout the cosmos. They're like, yeah, we cause chaos throughout the cosmos. And I was like, whoa. Because I was healing up the chaos causer in me. The chaos causer in humanity, the chaos causer energy in the galaxies and beyond. I was healing this energy, and they're like, yeah, they were like animated bunnies jumping around. Like, yeah, we cause chaos to the cosmos. I was like, whoa. So that was the first time I actually came into conscious awareness. And then I was in the grocery store. later, like probably like weeks, months later. I don't quite remember. Later in space-time paradigm perspective perception of every now moment. It was later. The every now moment, we would perceive it as later. In the grocery store, getting all these divine. I was scared. The first time I was like kind of scared. I was like, oh, what? I was like, whoa. And I started blaming the bunnies for like the first time I started blaming them, like they're causing all of this. They're causing all of this destruction, war, chaos. I was like, I kind of, at that time, I was in a conscious perspective perception where I was more in an illusion of separation. So instead of saying, oh, I'm one with the bunnies and hey, what are they trying to teach me about myself? I was more afraid of them and like putting an arm's length distance. I was creating the illusion of separation, like, whoa, they're doing this, instead of being like, hey, shoot, I'm one with them. I blame them for the chaos. Because I was, you know, I was healing the chaos, doing the power session, healing the energy of the chaos. And then the bunnies came in and they're like, yeah, we cause chaos. I was like, oh, y'all the ones doing this? I'm saying, instead of being in a, I've grown into a greater celestial galactic Christ consciousness, unity consciousness, understanding, perspective, perception, understanding everything we perceive. And even the things we're not consciously aware of, we're one with them. And when these dimensions of the divine present in our perceptibility in ways that we're able to perceive them, no longer blaming, shaming, guilting, scapegoating, pointing fingers at these dimensions of the divine, but saying, hey, what are these dimensions of the divine trying to teach us about ourselves, these self, so that in which we come into greater conscious awareness, greater wellness, greater balance, greater alignment with frequencies and energies of regeneration, of consciousness expansion, of evolution, of growth, to more wellness and balance, and more consciously aware of how we're one with infinite dimensions. Or God, Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High, the infinite dimensions within and beyond. God, Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High. So I'm in the grocery store, and I've grown from the time where I'm like, oh, y'all caused this. The first time I was like, oh, y'all caused the chaos. Ooh, I don't like y'all. Oh, I'm scared of you. Bunnies in the great beyond. Walking in the grocery store, having a powwow session to the inner space, and getting divine downloads, wisdoms. I'm like, whoa. And they're really like, we would say as positive, like wise, stark, like healthy energies, frequencies, wisdoms. I'm going to share one of these wisdoms. So this is actually a separate time I'm walking, and the bunnies, and I'm doing a powwow session to the inner space. I actually walking to the coffee shop. I'm doing a powwow session to the inner space, and baby, I'm just like, it's like a one-on-one, like darn near therapy session, which all powwow sessions, like convening through the soul space with the soul space to heal and grow into greater conscious awareness of our wellness, our balance, baby, is therapy. This is like a one-on-one intimate, like the presence, like I'm having a conversation through the inner space, like telepathic, multidimensional conversation. It's like one-on-one. It's not just synesthesia, visions. It's like one-on-one conversation through the inner space. It's like, hey, Ashley. The conversation went like, hey, Ashley, what would you want to do? What would you want to be if, you know, the galaxies, cosmos, and beyond, or God's creation didn't need you? Right now, you have this disposition about yourself that, hey, I'm healing myself and channeling energies and frequencies into my content, into my podcast, to assist as humanity awakens, to be a resource as we awaken. So remember, is that we are divine. We are infinite energies having a celestial being of the cosmos experience. The energy, the ancestral force, like posed a question like, hey, Ashley, what would you do? What would you want to be if creation didn't need you? And I was like, whoa. I'm channeling right now what the bunnies, what the energy, what the frequency, what ancestral force were doing was allowing me to detach from the sense of self, because the sense of self that we're aligned to is a sense of self that is aligned to this experiment of the cosmos in which we've been in, which was an experiment with the illusion of a linear space-time paradigm with the illusion of separation from God, the infinite. Our sense of self stemmed from this dense soul that was out of alignment with it. Remember that we are all things, all beings are infinite in wellness. So the energies were trying to help me detach from this sense of self to come into greater conscious awareness, greater conscious embodiment about in regards to how all beings, all things are one with infinite natures, how we've never truly been separate from the infinite. We just had a perspective that we were separate from the infinite or wellness or balance or God. So the energy, the ancestral force walked to the coffee shop, actually walking back from the coffee shop. They're like, what would you want to do? What would you want to be if creation didn't need you? And I responded, and I know I was channeling this. It was like the soul just presenting this conversation. It didn't really come from my brain or my thought pattern. It did not come from my brain or my thought patterns. It's like the divine or every now moment manifesting the conversation for me to perceive it. Yes, I'm a part of it as I'm playing the role as the being tutored and grown by this ancestral force of the inner space. But truly this manifestation of this conversation of the celestial being that I am, the energy is manifested as the celestial being that I am, being tutored through the inner space by these galactic and beyond ancestral energetic forces as a manifestation from the now moment, presenting itself. For me, for infinite dimensions, I'm tandem with infinite dimensions, you're tandem with infinite dimensions to perceive itself in these paradigms that manifest myself, Ashley-Nicole Phillips. Infinite energies having a celestial being of the cosmos experience, actually projected from infinite future dimensions of the self in a realm of stark that was in stark darkness or imbalances with death, disease, war, famine, poverty, pedophilia, sex trafficking, human trafficking, to show infinite dimensions of the divine, of celestial and beyond creation, cosmos and beyond creation, different dimensions of the self, to be the wisdoms from these different dimensions of the self in which manifested death, disease, war, famine, poverty, pedophilia, sex trafficking, human trafficking, soul amnesia, to remember that we are infinite, we are divine. Manifestation from the now moment. I say that to say I wasn't truly thinking. The now moment was presenting for the divine or the self to perceive itself in the dimensions that manifest Ashley-Nicole Phillips of Texas, of divine evolution. We don't have to try so hard. We were never truly doing anything. We are manifestations from the now moment for the divine to experience itself under the paradigms which manifest every now moment, every being, everything's now moment. And every being, everything's now moment is one with the divine. This conversation from the now moment where I was being tutored from these ancestral forces from the inner space, it's like, hey, what would you do? What would you want to be if the divine, if God, if creation, if evolution didn't need you, Ashley? I said, I would want to journey my existence, my life, reality, divine evolution with an inquisitive disposition to glean and grow from the different ways in which divine evolution manifests, to come to greater conscious awareness, conscious embodiment of limitless wellness and balance. I would want to journey divine evolution to learn about the self, basically, to come into greater conscious awareness of the self or our infinite potentials. And they're like, hey, Ashley, we're the bunny. And that's when the ancestral forces said, hey, Ashley, we're the bunnies of the great beyond. And precisely, isn't that exactly what your soul's been guiding you to do? You don't have to try so hard. You don't have to stress about assisting with bringing the second coming. You don't have to stress about the rising of your timeline, ascension cycle of infinite energies having a celestial being, divine being of the cosmos, of God's Christian evolutionary experience. You don't have to stress about it. You don't have to try so hard. Just allow it. And be present as you can in your every now moment to experience your every now moment with more abundant, more bliss, more wellness, more balance, more limitless potentials. We're channeling transcendentally the bunnies of the great beyond today. And back when they told me to put them, I was guided to put them in my calendar to channel the bunnies of the great beyond today, as today is the day in which we're channeling the bunnies of the great beyond today. Bunnies of the great beyond. I was nervous. I was scared back when I put this date in my calendar for this Kingdom Things podcast installment. I was like, the world's going to think I'm crazy. Oh my gosh, bunnies of the great beyond. It's like the soul said, Ashley, just put it in your calendar. We're going to do a lot because it was months ago. It's like we're going to do a lot of healing, a lot of growth. So by the time you channel abundance to the great beyond, everything will make sense to your brain, to your genome, your DNA. And our brain is a manifestation of our DNA, our genome. So basically, you'll be in a state of evolution. Humanity, y'all are in a state of evolution where y'all are accepting to the fact that who y'all thought y'all were, y'all are infinitely more. Y'all are all awakening through the inner and outer space. Y'all are all tapping in, tuning in with the infinite dimensions of the ancestral forces that are one with y'all. Limitless potentials well beyond y'all's understanding of existence. And now look at it. We're here. Channel abundance of the great beyond. We got major news networks, sportscaster networks, reporting on 4 celestial being races that the United States of America government has disclosed that they understood. They have a conscious awareness that these beings exist. Nordic race beings, reptilian beings, gray aliens, and insectoids. And today we're channeling the bunnies of the great beyond. Soul space, like saying, Ashley, this is a big deal. Yes, it is. Because what is our human dharmic purpose, our being dharmic purpose, our existence dharmic purpose? To come into greater intimacy with the self, the soul, the inner space, or our energy, our oneness, so that we can perceive. Our consciousness expands into greater celestial galactic unity consciousness, where we're no longer warring with ourselves, so that we're able to perceive the different dimensions of God's creations. Nordic race beings, reptilians, grays, insectoids, bunnies of the great beyond, and whatever ancestral forces you multidimensionally communicate with, experience with, commune with. All of my podcasts is communing with multidimensional and beyond galactic and beyond ancestral forces, as we are 10 and 1 with these galactic and beyond ancestral forces. And our experience manifesting as insert your name, insert the planet, insert the town, insert the planet, insert the country, insert the state, insert the energetic embodiment of divine evolution, is our contribution to the evolution of all things. Or God, Allah, Shekinah, Param, Source, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High, the infinite dimensions within and beyond. God, Allah, Shekinah, Param, Source, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High. We're doing it. We're awakened, awakening. This is what it looks like. However, any now moment manifests. This is what it looks like. Divine evolution. We can't think it, because it manifests in every moment. We can't try to micromanage it and micro control it. We get to allow it. Understanding that we no longer have to mirror back the imbalances to God's creation. No death, no disease, no war, no ephemeral world peace, no poverty, no pedophilia, no sex trafficking, no human trafficking, no being trafficking. Before we go further, I'm going to link some installments. Their Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment installments. I'm going to link below in the reference content. Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment is my sister brother podcast. Yes, we got right into it, baby. We're knee deep in the podcast. I know that happened quickly, right? we're knee deep in this podcast installment. It happened quickly, swiftly. Okay, we thought we was in the intro. No, but we flowing. We're flowing. We're allowing to get these expanded consciousness understandings channeled through. And for our synapses to be able to perceive and understand and glean. And however you perceive and understand and glean the podcast is the way the podcast, all things are multidimensional. There's no one specific message. It's however you glean it. That's how that's what you're supposed to take away from watching the podcast this time. Whatever you perceive, however you perceive. Relax into love. Below, Oneness Connection Energetic Relax into love. Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment is my sister brother podcast. It's available to stream on YouTube. Subscribe, hit the notification bell. It's linked below. We typically do powwow sessions over there, where we deep dive into inner space. We ask questions. We ask questions to the ancestral forces, the soul space, to grow and evolve our conscious awareness of the self into greater alignment, greater remembrance, greater embodiment of our limitless wellness, balance, potentials, the infinite dimensions within and beyond. God, Allah, Shekinah, Param, Source, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High. As we know, divine evolution or infinite potentials. So these, I'm going to link a playlist. It's actually a Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment playlist. It has about 3 or 4 installments. So we do deep dive powwow sessions. We channel many ancestral forces, from Isis and Osiris to Jesus and Mary Magdalene to the Norse gods. So we channel the bunnies of the great beyond. We channel Ethiopian Magi. We channel, I think we channel Allah over there in these installments. Allah. And Allah, when I put Allah on my calendar to channel Allah, it's like, actually, we're divine wisdoms. We're one with all beings, all things. We're divine wisdoms. Channel Allah. Many other ancestral forces, frequencies, wisdoms within these installments, within all of the podcasts. I'm being guided. I'm being guided to link these, reference these Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment podcasts. Again, it's a playlist link below. It take you to the 3 Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment, 3 or 4 Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment episodes, installments. Link below within the reference content of this Kingdom Things podcast installment. Let's take a beat. Let's get into this. Yes. Speaking of chaos. Y'all, before I awakened, I was catalyzed onto my rapid spiritual awakening journey in 2018. And before I awakened, I thought I wanted to be a singer-songwriter. Like a massive singer-songwriter, like pop star of the planet. And that's where I focused my thought patterns and my energy since I was a little kid. And we're awakening and remembering the way we focus our thought patterns and which guide our energy or our evolution or how we manifest in every now moment is how we create every now moment. So I've been focusing my thought patterns. I thought I wanted to be a singer-songwriter since I was a little kid. I was born in 1994. So so these paradigms that I'm about to list aren't innately synonymous with, the paradigms which align with how I manifest. So I was born in 1994 because, we're opening up to, everything is a spectrum of oneness with infinite definitions, infinite potentials. The way we define things are not the one truth. But I'm just speaking through this, and the divine was like, hey, Ashley, you manifest the way you manifest for a reason, or you are who you are for a reason. Deep dive into these paradigms to grow these paradigms into more wellness, more balance, more reflection, a more reflective existence, more reflective of y'all's limitless nature. To evolve our paradigms of understanding to reflect more of our infinite nature. So I was born in 1994 in the United States of America. In the South, Austin, Texas. See, yeah, we're way past demonizing the makings of us. Soon as I started naming all these paradigms, feeling a bit dense. We're way past demonizing the makings of us. And I'm going to reference below a Kingdom Things podcast installment titled Forgoing the Ideology of Sin. Forgoing the ideology of sin, the divine ancestral forces and beyond, the infinite dimensions within and beyond. God, Allah, Shekinah, Parcel, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High was like humanity, galactic beings, all things. You have to let go of the ideology of sin, the ideology of wrong. Because whenever we see ourselves sinning or being in the wrong or bad, we run from these dimensions of ourselves that manifest the sin, the wrong, the bad, instead of deep diving into the sin, the wrong, the bad, to garner the wisdoms from it. Being inquisitive about the sin, the wrong, the bad, to garner the wisdoms from it, to be the wisdoms to manifest as wellness from the now moment, instead of perpetuating the sin, the wrong, the bad from every now moment. We run from ourselves, so we just continue to perpetuate the imbalances instead of being the wellness and the balance. So the divine was like, hey, y'all have to forgo the ideology of sin, so y'all stop running from yourselves, so y'all can be the wisdoms from y'all's evolution instead of perpetuating the sin or the imbalances. So I'm linking below Forgoing the Ideology of Sin. It's the Kingdom Things podcast installment. Again, link below in the reference content. Forgoing the Ideology of Sin. Link below in the reference content of this video. Kingdom Things podcast installment. So, I was born in Austin, Texas, in the South. And yes, world. Okay? I consider Texas to be the South of the United States of America. I say this, I never got this off my chest before. I never talked about this. When I was in, I think it was like middle school. Yes, I'm 32. I remember these things because psychic recall, right? We remember stuff from like when we were 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Because, it's really psychic recall. It's our soul showing us dimensions of ourselves so we can perceive those dimensions of ourselves to garner the wisdoms. Now that we're at greater conscious awareness, when we look back on dimensions of ourselves, we perceive it as a linear space-time paradigm. It's really truly all here and now. When we perceive these dimensions of ourselves with the heightened conscious awareness of wellness and balance and how we're unity and limitless potentials, and we shine light on those dimensions of ourselves, or we remember those dimensions of ourselves, we assist with growing our energy into more wellness, more balance in the every now moment. Unity in the every now moment, to no longer mirror back imbalances in our every now moment. So I consider Texas the South of the United States of America. When I was in middle school, I had a substitute teacher, and he was arguing the class up and down. He's not even from Texas. He wasn't even from Texas, y'all. Oh, he was arguing the class up and down, and most of us was from Texas. He was arguing us up and down. He was like, no, Texas is, he's like, Texas is the West. He's like, Texas is like the West. He was like grouping Texas in with like California, Arizona, Utah. It's like, y'all are the West of the United States of America. We were like, no, we're not. He said Southwest. I was like, we're like, no, we not. We just the South. We're Southern. We're just Southern. We're the South. He's like, no, you're Southwest. Like, no, we're not. We were like, no, we're not. What you mean Southwest? We from the South. Baby, we celebrate Juneteenth. Do you know about Juneteenth? Baby, respect Juneteenth. Juneteenth just passed. You know, respect Juneteenth. Do you understand that our ancestors, baby, was in the plantations well beyond the signing of the Emancipation Proclamation? And we was not indentured. Some of us may have been indentured service where we getting paid, but a lot of us was a lot of our ancestors were slaves after Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation. So you come and you gonna tell us we're not Southern? Yes, we are. We're Southern, right? I had to get that off my chest. Let's heal about it. Thank you, substitute teacher, for showing me dimensions of myself, because yeah, he was like arguing the whole class up and down. He's like, no, you are the Southwest. We're like, no, we're the South. We're just Southern. And what was he doing? He was showing us different dimensions of the self. His perspective, y'all Southwest. Y'all grouped up with California, Utah, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas. That's how he saw it. Cool. We appreciate your perspective, seeing different dimensions of the spectrum of oneness. To decalcify our energy or perceive other dimensions of the self, to grow and evolve into greater conscious awareness of how the self is infinite dimensions. Thank you, substitute teacher, that one time in middle school. So I'm from the South. Some people may perceive it Southwest. I'm from Texas, Austin, Texas. Born in 94. Now, when I was baby, I know everybody like, oh, Austin, that's so fun. It's so cool. It's a fun city. It is. But when I was born in Austin in 94, baby, it's a little town. Austin was a little town. Okay? You baby, people riding their horses places, that was a thing. This is a thing. Riding your horses places, that's a thing. All these subdivisions and skyscrapers and buildings and what's it called? That racetrack out there over there by Del Valley. All that stuff. Those were fields with cattle in it. They were all fields with cattle. And not cows necessarily, but cattle. Cows are a specific breed of cattle. I learned that in high school. I'm glad I did, because I'm from the South. I should know that. It's cool for all of us to know that, but I should know that I'm from the South, and I grew up with seeing cattle in fields. And when I was growing up as a little kid, before I took that animal science class in high school, I just called them cows. Oh, look at those cows. Those are cattle. Ashley, those are cattle, Ashley. They're different. That's a different breed. Cows are female breeds of specific. Let's look this up. Like, I think cows are the female breed of. Let's look it up real quick. Yo, I'm channeling through the inner space. All this is channeling, but like, I'm perceiving through the inner space. Ooh, I'm pulling up my computer, and I had a tone with this too, y'all. We really already channeled the bunnies of great beyond, but we're gonna channel them again transcendentally after we do some healing real quick. We gonna do some healing real quick. I'm sharing my story, and I hope me sharing my story helps you heal and grow and evolve as well. To greater conscious awareness, conscious embodiment of our unity, our wellness, our balance, our limitless nature. Your unity, your wellness, your balance, your limitless nature. So let's look at the definition of cow and the definition of cattle. So I'm toning because I'm pulling up my computer. And I shared with them my content. I think it was a Facebook community live. All of my content. I've started a new 9-to-5 job. 9-to-5 job as I just have a soul awareness. I do not want to put pressure on the podcast to fund my whole like, at this time. I want it to naturally or like universally grow with the cosmic evolution, cosmic experience. You know, the cosmos moves differently than how we move in our tangible reality, in our energetic realm, in our matrix, like, which is, our matrix is one with all beings, all things, and we have to stop demonizing it. Because our matrix is a manifestation of our energy. And we exist to be inquisitive about our energy, to grow our energy into more wellness and balance. Reflect our wellness and balance, our limits, potentials. Understanding our oneness with the matrix. We've never been separate with the matrix. Our existence, we manifest here because our energies are like to this experience. That's how we manifest it here. And our manifestation here is one of infinite dimensions. We got into the emergent incarnation a little bit. I'm going to link some episodes below where I channel about the emergent incarnation. There's the Kingdom Things podcast installment below in the reference content. It's beyond our persona is in the title. I reference the ancestral forces, Davy Crockett, as well as Van Gogh, Vincent Van Gogh, and this Kingdom Things podcast installment. And I channel about like 4 or 5 dimensions of the infinite dimensions of the makers of us. What my soul guides me to teach, whatever resonates with your heart space, great. So my soul guides me to channel and teach about. And the emergent incarnation is included in those 4, 5, 6 dimensions of the infinite dimensions that manifest our every now moment. Beyond our persona is in the title, Kingdom Things podcast installment, reference link below in the description of this Kingdom Things podcast installment. So I started a new 9-to-5 job. And it has to do with the commodity that are electronic devices, cell phones. And I see how I manifested this. Because I was in the before I was catalyzed onto my spiritual awakening journey in 2018. From 2018 to now, I had 2 jobs. Like, the soul guided me, hey Ashley, I had 2 jobs. Until the soul guided me, hey Ashley, we need you to stop working the 9-to-5s so you can focus on divine remembrance, so the inner space. Before this time, before this time, actually in 2018, okay, let me just slow down and just linear paradigm. We back in the linear because I'm still trying to communicate like multidimensionally. So it's like, seems kind of scattered. Let's get back in the linear space time. We're one with it as well as we're one with infinite dimensions. I graduated high school in 2012. From 2012 to 2020, I worked at Target from 2012 to like 2014. And from 2014 to 2020, 2021, I worked in the telecommunications industry with 2 different companies. Right? And then the divine was like, hey, Ashley, we need you to stop. I was actually catalyzed onto my spiritual awakening journey to a point where when COVID happened, the way that I remember it happening, that's not even how it happened anymore, because we've healed and grown so much. Everything is truly here and now. So this is what my soul's remembering me into. Beyond linear paradigm, linear existence. It's like, hey, Ashley, the way you remember that happening, it didn't even happen like that anymore. Because everything manifests from the here. Everything is here and everything manifests from the here and now moment. The way you remember that happened, that's not even how it happened. So, stop sharing that story so much because you don't want to perpetuate those energies. Yes. Message. That was a message. That was a message. So I was in telecommunications energy. I took a break to remember through the inner space. And now I am, I don't want to put so much pressure on the podcast to fund my tangible reality in this realm. Home, transportation, necessities. I don't want to put so much pressure on the podcast, because the way we do our tangible reality, we're growing and evolving it to mirror, to embody, to align with, be one with more of our infinite limitless nature. And this is an infinite journey to do this, i.e. the Kingdom Things podcast, 2033 prophecy, no death, no disease, no war, no famine, no peace, no poverty, no pedophilia, no sex trafficking, no human trafficking. We just channel beautiful multidimensional healing frequencies in regards to this process in this installment. I don't want to put so much pressure for the podcast to fund my tangible reality, completely, fully. I'm going to allow it to synchronize with galactic and beyond, universal, cosmic, and beyond evolution. And y'all know the way we've been doing reality was out of alignment with a greater conscious awareness of our galactic, celestial, universal, and universal aligned evolution. So I didn't want to put too much pressure on the podcast to fund my this reality, my necessities and things. So I started a new 9-to-5. It's in the telecommunications industry. And I had to atone with myself. Because awakening and remembering how we are one with all things from the inside in every now moment, which gets into telepathy, the psychic abilities, clairsenses, synesthesia, astral travel, teleportation, and understanding the astral realms are here and now. They're one with us. They've never been separate. And that's how we get into teleportation. It's like it's no longer having an illusionary separation from our now moment and another realm of existence. It's all here and now. Embodying this at a greater awareness, or aligning with these understandings at a greater awareness, aligning with these energetic embodiments at a greater awareness where we consciously get to teleport. So I'm remembering all of these abilities, innate abilities of our existence, because we are one with the infinite in the here and now. And then we get into the ideology of transhumanism, where we're aligning on technologies. We're relying on technologies for our communications, or to empower ourselves, or to become more intelligent or knowledgeable, relying on AI and things like this, when we are one with all dimensions in the here and now. Now, we don't demonize evolution, wanting to, or evolving into where we seek, where we manifest as, we don't demonize anything. We just don't demonize anything. So what? We can deep dive into it, garner the wisdoms to be the divine evolution of wellness. I'll channel a cyborg community. I'm getting a little migraine because a lot of healing frequencies. That's all I'm rubbing my head. Excuse me, y'all. I channel the cyborg community. It's the Kingdom Things podcast installment. I'm going to link it below. And they're like, they're a collective of cyborgs. They're like, just because our procreation, our blossoming back into divine evolution, our journey is varying from y'all, is different from y'all's, it doesn't make us any less life. We're still one with the divine. We're still one with Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High, living in dimensions within and beyond God, Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High. Now, my soul's disposition, understanding, I glean and grow from every way that we manifest in the now moment, practicing this at a greater conscious awareness. I also know that as a collective, we're created to lean into how all things are here and now, and how all things are within us. Now, however we grow and evolve from this remembrance, growing to greater conscious awareness, greater conscious remembrance, how all things are here now and how all things are within us, this is to be seen, to be determined, TBD. To be determined, TBD. But I was atoning with myself because I started working this new job, which I really like. I enjoy because it's face to face with clients or customers, and I really enjoy this. Baby, we be healing up energetically, baby, we be healing. It's face to face with clients or customers, so I really enjoy it, and I like to be solution based. So the way I work and I do this job, the way I approach this job is being able to provide solutions to clients or customers. So I really enjoy it. But I was atoning because y'all, I bought a phone lanyard. And I knew when I made this decision, like, I knew it was like, I don't want to put too much pressure on myself. I kind of felt like the soul was kind of hazing just a little bit. Because what's the difference between keeping the phone in your pocket or your bag, or putting a lanyard around your neck? I mean, there's dimensions of differences, but like we are one with, like, we utilize our cell phones a lot. So at my job, I have to utilize my cell phone a lot. So I bought a phone lanyard to put around my neck because and I was guided to do this before I even realized how much I'm gonna need this phone lanyard. I ordered it like last week, and then I'm working a job this week, and I'm like, dang, because like when we log into our computer, the systems, we have to verify like our login with a code from our cell phones. So like we need our phone on us all the time. And I would have my phone on my desk. I'll put it inside of my binder and stuff. Like, and so I was like, hey, I got the guidance. Hey, I actually buy a phone lanyard because there's a chance and a now moment in the future that you're gonna lose your phone because you just be leaving it all around this place. So I bought a phone lanyard, and I have the phone lanyard when I'm at work, and I'm like, so I had to tell myself like, dang, how are we growing? How are we evolving? So this is atonement season. Everywhere that we show up, we don't run from, we don't hide, we just deep dive. Like, what is trying to teach me about myself? Yeah, I don't want to lose my phone. And the ancestral forces of the soul, they're kind of hazing me about it. They're kind of hazing me about it a little bit. It's kind of jokes. It's funny. Like this experience, every experience of God's creation is meant to be fun. It's meant to be a journey of wellness, balance, fun. So they're kind of hazing me about me. So I was atoning about this, right? Joining this job. And we're about to get into some topics that are more heavy. I was talking about myself. I'm reading. Let's read the definition of a cow. I didn't forget. I was still looking at it. I just had to atone real quick about my new job because I pulled up this computer instead of just relying on the inner space to, trust the inner space of how the definition of cow. Put up this computer to check. So I had to atone about the phone lanyard. Just atoning, and we just got that good healing right there. Okay. Definition of cow. A cow is a mature female bovine of the species Bos taurus that has given birth to at least one cattle. Yeah, that's what I remember. It's a female species of cattle that has given birth to a cow, to a calf. Yeah, that's what I remember from animal science in high school. So I'm from Texas. Growing up in Austin, Texas, I know it's such a cool, fun, hip town. Keep Austin weird, bro. Let's evolve the slogan, Austin. Align Austin with divine evolution. Align all beings, all things with wellness, balance. Greater conscious awareness, Christ, celestial oneness, galactic consciousness of our oneness, our unity, our limitless potentials. So I'm from Austin, Texas. We had the slogan, keep Austin weird. We need to grow and evolve our whole culture. We don't need to stay weird. We just, remember and be in divine evolution. Continue to awaken and remember and be in divine evolution. I'm from Austin, Texas, back when, baby, all those buildings and subdivisions and malls and little city town malls. What is that called? Oh, the domains. The domains, baby, those are fields with cattle in it. Right. So I'm born in '94. Austin, Texas, fields with cattle in it. People riding horses to the corner store, the corner store, to pick up some gizzards and hot sauce. Right? That's the Austin I was born in, right? We grew and evolved. I saw everything, grow and evolve, expand. In the early 2000s, we got the Frostbank Tower, big old tall building downtown. That's an owl. The architecture made it look, it's an owl. It looks like an owl from certain angles and things intentionally. We got that building in the early 2000s, that big old skyscraper out there. We had the armadillo buses. Back when I was a kid, we had the armadillo buses. Downtown Armadillo, you can ride the armadillo buses. They're like little trolleys. I'm speaking a country accent on purpose because I'm switching to that country energy. Now at home when I was growing up, this is my household, y'all. Don't judge my household. We are truly one, all one. Don't judge. I'm sure many people grew up like this because God's like, yeah, you are billions of humans, but I understand I manifested these billions of humans out of like 12 blueprints, 12 templates that baby, infinite combinations manifested billions of humans. So yeah, I'm talking in this country accent, but growing up in the household, my mama did not let us talk like this at all. Like she would correct us. She was like, you say what? And we'd have to say it more properly, right? So I grew up in Austin, Texas, where there was armadillo buses downtown. You ride downtown. There was Leslie, before he ran for governor or mayor, one of the two. Leslie was downtown, rising heavily transition Leslie. If you know about it, you know about it. If you don't, just go look it up, Austin, Texas, Leslie, and you'll see exactly what's going on. Rising heavenly transition, baby, was one with all beings, all things, infinite divine evolution. Death was a farce. Death was an optical illusion. Whenever we thought we died, baby, we just shifted into other dimensions, or we're still here and now, just in different dimensions of the light spectrum. And we're awakening to the different dimensions of the light spectrum. So that's the Austin I grew up in, y'all. And I was listening to the radio, Beat 104.3, switched to Beat 104.7, hip hop and R&B music. And I thought I wanted to be a singer-songwriter since like for a long time. I'm just now like I let it go, but I'm still like growing up. I'm letting the soul grow of all my energy into new octaves of higher octaves of purpose, dharmic purpose, divine remembrance, which is one with divine remembrance, energetic frequential embodiments. I focused my thought patterns since I was a little kid on being a singer, songwriter, R&B, hip hop musician. So my energy has been cultivated and grown and evolved to manifest this reality. And I'm awakening. So I was like, hey, Ashley, you're so much more than this. All of y'all are more than what y'all thought y'all was gonna be. What happened is y'all infinite wellness, balance, potentials manifesting this reality. And so yes, it's a part of your soul's, we know it as soul, the energetic embodiment that manifests the self in every moment. Like our like illusion of individual selves, the perception, the experience of individual selves. We know that as our soul lineage or soul journey that manifests our every now moment as the experience of individual self. It's like, yeah, your soul ended up in this reality because it's a part of your cocoon or rectification process of your soul or your energy. You manifest it here because in other dimensions, you created an evolution that manifested you here in this reality, this realm. Yes, this is true, but you're also infinite limitless potentials, and we no longer have to got all of God's creation. We no longer have to mirror back imbalances. We can be the wellness, but being the wellness, our reality, our experience, our realm, the whole thing, not just half of it, not just a section of it raises up into the fifth dimension or higher frequential awareness, but the whole thing, all of God's creation rises up, and this is an experience, a journey with infinite dimensions. So in some dimensions, yeah, only half rises up. Personally, my soul is like, hey, Ashley, really all of us, focus on how all of us, focus on how we're whole, how all things are whole, guarding the wisdoms with coming back to the wholeness. Yes, drop into your heart space and allow yourself to see the pieces and glean through the understanding or the infinite dimensions. Allow your soul to teach you in regards through infinite dimensions, but then bringing it back to how all these infinite dimensions make up the whole, the oneness. Follow your soul's journey, follow your soul's path. Again, call to action, prayer, meditation every day. Ask yourself, hey soul, what is it that I need to know to come into greater conscious awareness as well as greater conscious embodiment of our limitless potentials. Grew up in Austin, Texas, 94, touchdown at 94. Thought I was going to be a singer-songwriter. It's focused my thought patterns on it since I was a little kid. I'm coming up out of it. And truthfully, like Ashley, the soul's like, Ashley, how were you not a singer-songwriter? Whenever we ask for something, the way it manifests is true to our soul. We're always focusing on, we want our story to look like somebody else's story. This realm says being a singer-songwriter means you're on Billboard, the music Billboard, the Billboard list. It means your songs are spinning on this radio station. It means you're performing at this place. That's what my thought patterns say being a singer-songwriter is. It's like the soul's like, Ashley, how are you not a singer-songwriter? You were a singer-songwriter the way your soul needed you to manifest to be a singer-songwriter. So I graduated high school in 2012. I was going to go to a 4-year college in LA. That wasn't true to my soul's evolutionary journey. Or a greater expanded truth. Ooh, I gleaned this the other day. And I was talking to one of my bosses at my job. One of my managers at my job. I gleaned this the other day. Because he was telling me his story. How he was like, hey, Ashley, you go to college? We were sitting talking. He's like, hey, Ashley, you go to college? I was like, no, I was going to go to a 4-year, but things didn't work out. I took some Austin community college classes, and it didn't work out for me. He was like, where? He's like, yeah. He was like, oh, he's like, yeah. He was like, I was going to go to, this is showing how we're all one. Like, he was like, yeah, I was going to go. He's like, yeah, I went to college. And he was like, I would always wait last minutes to pick my teachers. He's like, you know how they say you're supposed to research your teachers and pick like the best one? He was like, I would always wait till last minute and I would just get like the teachers that were left over. He was like, I just feel like I didn't get the best teachers. And so I wasn't really into college. He was like, I was studying like medicine. He was like, I wasn't really into it because I feel like I just wasn't approaching it in the right way. You know, I think he was like, I just wasn't approaching it in the right way. And he was like, yeah, so and then I found this job, and I was like, I can make 6 figures at this job. He was like, so I dropped out of school. He's like, I stopped going to school. And when he said that, I was like, whoa. Why were you like, whoa, Ashley? Because I got a divine revelation download. Because I was like, because, doing the introspection reflection in my inner space, I had a similar experience. I was in the 4-year in LA, Mount St. Mary Shalom, and I actually got their presidential award, which was the highest academic scholarship on entry. And I'm not telling you right now, y'all. Oh, it was hard for me to face this. Oh, that's a tone. I feel it from my gut. What we call it, the root chakra. We call it the root chakra. That's why our matrix ancestral forces patterns are really embedded in the root chakra. That's what we be saying. That's the paradigm of our understandings. I feel some energies like being percolated and healed and uplifted in the root chakra, and so shall it be. I'm scantly embarrassed to share this. Scantly, because I've been ignoring it. I was like, no, I moved that. Okay, y'all. So that's what one of my managers shared when we were sitting and talking at work the other day. And I got a divine revelation when he said that. I was like, through the inner space. I was like, dang. So he was going to school to study medicine. And he found a job. I can make 6 figures. I don't have to go to the school stuff. I'm going into that job for this dinero. Greenbacks. Monies. Who are we, Ashley? We're infinite energies manifested in this realm that is one with divine evolution to bring our soul's mastery or infinite potentials into this realm or dimensions of divine evolution. Still synonymous with all of God's creation. To grow and evolve this dimension, this realm of all of God's creation and species of the cosmos, synonymous with the cosmos, to more wellness, more balance, more alignment with our infinite wellness, balance, potentials, reflection of, and oneness with our infinite wellness, balance, potentials. When he was going to school to study medicine, that was his soul. That was a soul passion guidance. Like, hey, on a soul level, we have some scientific understandings of creation beyond y'all's paradigms that we get to seed into humanity through you studying medicine and sciences. I'll just go get this money because that's a little too stretching for me. That's how. No offense, I'm not trying to offend my manager, none of that. No HR, it's no HR. It's not, I don't want to be HR infringement, okay? When he said that, I was like, whoa, my experience, my personal manifestation from the now moment, my soul's authentic soul frequency from the now moment, it's synonymous with all of now moment. When I was in high school, my high school, Acres High School, shouts out to Acres High School. Our school, the way it worked when I was there is freshman year, you have to take just like general freshman year is like general studies. Sophomore, junior, senior, you get to pick choose an academy to be in. And each academy is geared towards specific paradigms of our reality. So we had ABLE, which was business, criminal justice. We had social services, which is like social services, nursing, medical, psychiatrists, psychologists, people that want to be in this field will go to social services. We had AHA, which is like theater, music, and then we had there was another academy, a 4th one, where it's like animal science, horticulture. No, that was a part of social services. And then we have Future Farmers of America there. There's another academy. I don't remember what it was. It is. We got the academies out for me to share my story, my experience. So freshman year, I'm a sophomore now, and I picked to be in social services because I had humanitarian spirit where I want to help people. So I chose social services because I really wanted like psychology, psychiatry. And then move like the motion of the ocean. My thought patterns where I had this disposition where I still had that alignment with the energies, and I still had the desire to be a singer-songwriter. That didn't go anywhere. But I also had this tug, this energy is like, hey, Ashley, social services, humanitarianism. So I had this tug of war energies, and that's how we perceive it. It's just different dimensions of the self. And which dimensions of the self is, now I'm full circle moment, alert. The way I identified since I was a little girl, I identified my persona. We're evolving beyond persona. I identify more with the music, the entertainer at that time. And I'm growing out of this identification. I identified more with being like, wanting to be the energies, the embodiments, the thought patterns of being a singer, songwriter, and entertainer. I identified more with this back in high school. So I was pulled into decisions or timelines, energetic embodiments, to manifest as an entertainer, a singer, songwriter versus humanitarian, psychologist, psychiatrist. Full circle moment. Do not replace your professional medical advice with anything you experience or hear within this podcast for awakening, remembering that we're infinite dimensions manifested in this experience, to grow of all this experience into the remembrance that we are infinite dimensions, wellness, and balance. We've always only been. So, trigger warning right now. We're talking about SA, pedestry, other imbalances that manifest in our existence. Full circle moment. Now I know that these imbalances were rooted. Now we all know that these imbalances were rooted in capitalism in our society, or money. As we had the Epstein files that reveals many of the billionaires, trillionaires, millionaires on our planet, divine revelation, they're like actually trillionaires. Ooh, okay. Oh yeah, Elon Musk, allegedly. Now we see that we saw that he was in the Epstein files. How it expands or goes further out as far as his activities, we're not gonna shame, blame, resent. Why? For going the ideology of sin. So we can deep dive into these happenings, these manifestations of the now moment, garner the wisdoms, and all grow and evolve into the wisdoms and wellness from our now moments, and no longer perpetuating the imbalances. Capitalism, money, our matrix, our society, our energy was rooted in death, disease, war, famine, poverty, pedophilia, being trafficking, sex trafficking, as the Epstein files brings to the light for our consciousness, our conscious awareness. I wanted to be a singer-songwriter when I was in high school. I'm a sophomore. I chose to be in social services. I chose to be in social services, and I signed up. I was in social services sophomore year. And then, we finna get deep. I was in Spanish class. And again, the past isn't as we remembered it, but I'm being guided to share it like this so we can heal. We about to get some divine revelations alert out here. Hopefully these divine revelations and me sharing my experience helps you grow and evolve into more abundance and balance from your own experiences and you're in the present moment. I was in Spanish class in high school. I'm a sophomore. I'm in social services. That's how I started taking horticulture and animal science. And I know that cows are female cattle that have had a calf have given birth to a calf at least once. I'm in Spanish class, and I'm baby a Takun, past life energy to rectify, manifested. This boy started bothering me in Spanish class, and I'm like, at first, I was not interested at all. I was like, no, thank you. 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 Okay? Not just no thank you, but no thank you. Okay? I'm just sitting in Spanish class. I'm really trying to learn because I've been trying to learn Spanish since I was like in baby kindergarten. Been taking Spanish lessons since kindergarten. I'm really trying to soak this in and learn it this year. But I'm trying... I didn't learn Spanish. I learned that. Okay, see, glass. I've been looking at I've been looking at learning Spanish. Another little tangent. I used to love when my teachers went into tangents. It makes class funny. You know, you get divine revelations from everything that's said. We're going to get back on topic. Let me talk about Spanish really quickly. I used to look at learning Spanish like from a glass half empty status. Because I'm like, I don't know Spanish. I don't know Spanish. I know a lot of words in Spanish. So much the other day at work, one of my coworkers was talking to a client, a customer, and they were speaking in Spanish. And I was listening. He said, caliente. He said, caliente. The client customer. I said, what's hot? I said, what's hot? I was like, I heard that. What's hot? He said, you're nervous. I was like, because I'm still in training. I'm like, oh, why are you picking on me? He's like, you're nervous. You're shaking. I was like, I'm fine. I'm okay. So I was looking at the glass half empty. I know a little bit of Spanish. I heard him say caliente. I said, what's hot? What's caliente? He said, you're nervous. I was like, he was just joking though. He said he was hot. He's like, caliente. I was like, he was like, yeah. He said, he was talking. He said, caliente. I said, what's hot? Yes, I did. Whoever said, no, you didn't say that. I said, yes, I did. I was like, what's hot? What's caliente? And then I know the menu in Spanish. I know the menu in Spanish, and like, I'm speaking from this disposition. I know the menu in Spanish. I learned the menu in Spanish. You got lechuga, lettuce, ensalada, salad, limonada, lemonade, agua, water, hamburguesa, hamburger, camarón, shrimp, pescado, fish, carne, meat, pan dulce, like cake, sweet treat cake. Frijole, beans, huevos, eggs, queso, cheese, tortilla. Tortilla. So I know a little bit of Spanish, right? Yo soy, I am. Yo soy, I am, the I am. We are the I am. Esta, you are. The I am. You are the I am. We are the I am. Nosotros, we are the I am. I know a little Spanish. Okay, anyways, I was sitting in Spanish class. This boy started bothering me. Sophomore year high school, I was like, leave me. I was like, no. And he was like, actually, after a while, he kept on bothering me. Okay, full circle moment right now. Here's some wisdoms. We never grew out of that energy, that disposition. Oh, when a boy likes a girl, he picks on her, he bothers her, he picks on her. Or if you're Helga and Hey Arnold, it's the other way around. When a girl likes a boy, when a girl likes a boy, she picks on him, she bothers him, she bullies him. We never grew out of that. It was just super subconscious. We were in love, experiencing love. Subconsciously, we were in self-annihilation mode, or energetically killing each other softly, i.e. death. As our energies were imbalanced, we were killing each other softly. So there's that. Transcendence. Let us be the wisdoms from this. Garner the wisdoms. Be the wellness. Be the healing. Be the upliftment. Be the remembrance that we are the divine evolution. There's this. So I'm sitting in class. The boy's bothering me. I'm like, leave me alone. Finally, he asked me, hey, Ashley, summer's about to break. He's about to go into summer break. He's like, hey, Ashley, can I get your number? I was like, yes. And I gave him my number, right? He wasn't able. Spanish, like all the academies end up in like the Spanish classes and things. He wasn't able. I wanted to be a singer-songwriter, you know, and like in business, entrepreneurship, because, you know, being an entertainer, like entrepreneurship is like kind of synonymous. Because why? Because it was an illusion of synonymous. It was an illusion of being synonymous, because we see all these entertainers and commercials and have businesses, and not understanding a lot of that was illusion and smoke and mirrors. We didn't have the conscious awareness of this. All of it, a lot of it was orchestrated to look like success. When behind the scenes, it was just orchestrated to look like it was success, so that the masses could gravitate and be attracted to it and feed our energy into it to keep on powering this system, this energy that looked like success. But it was just an illusion. And we see that coming to light a lot of ways. In a lot of ways. Many ways. Like the Epstein files divulges a lot of things of this nature, where things are orchestrated to look like something for the masses to be attracted to it, feed our energy, our attention, and wherever our energy goes, our creator God energy flows. Because our energy, our attention, wherever our attention goes, our creator God energy flows. Because our attention is synonymous with our creator God energy, or our ability to assist with co-creating and evolving all beings, all things. And now we're remembering to start with ourselves to the inside. Be the change we want to be. Again, hey soul, hey self, what is it that I need to know to come to greater conscious awareness, as well as greater conscious embodiment of our limitless wellness and balance? Wait for the answers, because they will come. Embodying those remembrances, those answers from the soul space, wisdoms from the soul space, being the energies, the frequencies of wellness and balance. Approaching our lives with that wellness and balance wisdoms, in which being guided, allowing ourselves to be guided by following our inner space guidance, being guided by the wellness and balance in which we've always only been. Focus our energy on our own seeds, or our heart space desires, or our higher self's intention, to assist with energies having galactic species of cosmos experience with no death, no disease, no war, no ephemeral world peace, no poverty, no pedophilia, no sex trafficking, no being trafficking. Mass awakening of our remembrance that we are one in our infinite dimensions. We are one with the divine. We are divine evolution in evolution. He was an able, and that was part of and I ended up switching to Able Academy. Let's just put it there. I ended up switching to the Able Academy and started taking business classes. And I was like, okay, yeah, I want to be a singer-songwriter. I want to do business. This makes sense. And then I saw it. I saw that energy, me moving over there, because he wasn't able to. I saw that energy, because we ended up forming relations and things like this, and dating for 2 days. And to the ancestral forces of the inner space said, actually, he's cheating on you. He's talking to another girl. And I didn't even stop and say, hey, I'm multidimensional. I'm psychic. Like, my ancestors told me from the inner space. I asked him about it. He said, Ashley, no, what are you talking about? You're crazy. I was like, oh, you're lying. And I broke up with him, right? And then 2 days after, he was in the hallway, hugged up with the girl that the inner space said, hey, he's texting that girl. He was in the hallway, hugged up with her 2 days after I broke up with him. Instead of stopping and saying, hey, Ashley, you're multidimensional, you're remembering, I was just so upset and mad, like, oh, he cheated on me. Or I was entrenched with the alignment of the self that manifested that situation. How that situation manifested because I started aligning with the intentionality, the energy, the embodiments of the persona, or being the singer, songwriter, business, entrepreneur, which manifested that situation with this boy that cheated on me, and the imbalance. Instead of following like a softer soul calling to a humanitarian to helping the collective type of situation. So my manager was like, hey, yeah, I was in medical, I was in medicine. And then I found this job, I make 6 figures. It's like, hey, I wanted to be a humanitarian psychologist, psychiatrist, help humanity, help people. Started talking to this boy. Hey, actually, singer, songwriter, business entrepreneur, make a lot of money. To switch to Able. Yes, I'm switching to Able. Which took me into energetic alignment or evolution of the self. Or started growing and evolving to match this timeline or persona. Again, link below, a Kingdom Things podcast installment titled Beyond the Persona. And these personas were out of alignment with our existential, fundamental, cosmological truths, greater truths. Whenever we sidestepped our soul's innate disposition to be a helpful resource to the community, to the collective, to all beings, to humanity. We sidestepped that to settle for making money, or just, or to make money, or we were sidestepping into matrix reality that perpetuated death, disease, war, famine, poverty, pedophilia, sex trafficking, human trafficking. We're remembered, remembering. We're awakened, awakening. So everything's coming to the light. All the imbalances that perpetuated the death, disease, war, famine, poverty, pedophilia, sex trafficking, human trafficking are coming to the light. Because we already chosen. Cosmos, all of God's creation already assigned us to be infinite energies having a galactic species of the cosmos and beyond experience to assist with the upliftment, wellness, and balance of all of creation, or God, Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High, the infinite dimensions within and beyond. God, Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High. This journey of no longer choosing to sidestep, or not subconsciously sidestepping into the imbalance, it's an infinite journey, right? Because we're always the makings of us, and what we no longer demonize the makings of us, but we deep dive in it foregoing the ideology of sin, deep dive in the thoughts, the ways we show up, the manifestations of ourselves. We deep dive in the makings of us to be the wisdoms to grow and evolve into greater conscious awareness, greater conscious embodiment of our unity, celestial, galactic, oneness, Christ consciousness, infinite potentials. I channeled a few installments between my 2 podcasts, my brother sister podcast, Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips. Subscribe on YouTube, hit the notification bell. Follow on Spotify, hit the notification bell. As well as Oneness Connection, Energetic Upliftment. On YouTube, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I channeled a few transmissions. All of the allegations in these transmissions are allegations given to me by the cosmos and beyond to assist our collective in unfurling out of soul amnesia to align with and embody and be the greater remembrance that is all beings, all things, or to be in our growing to greater conscious awareness in our every now moment. The remembrance that we are infinite potentials. We've always only been infinite potentials. The illusion of separation from God was a stint in the evolution of our infinite potentials, was a phase in the evolution of our infinite potentials. These transmissions, all allegations, are allegations. So I channeled Vanity Debunked. Link below in the description of this Kingdom Things podcast installment. Vanity Debunked was originally channeled for the Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment catalog. I have Soul Guidance. Hey, Ashley, put this in the Kingdom Things podcast catalog as well. So Vanity Debunked is in the Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment Timeless catalog, as well as the Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips Timeless catalog. Now, y'all, I do go into greater conscious awareness as well as greater conscious embodiment of our united existence, of our limitless potentials, of our oneness. More than more, the catalogs are timeless. Whenever you find whatever installment, whatever episode, there's probably something in there. There's most definitely something in there to assist you with growing into greater conscious awareness, greater conscious embodiment of how all beings, all things are one in our infinite now moments. So Vanity Debunked is linked below in the description of this installment. And then I also did Music Debunked. Link below in the description of this installment. Music Debunked is actually one of my community lives. I do Facebook community lives. I go live on designated Fridays. Now that I start working my 9 to 5, it's like whatever day that I'm guided to do it, in which our linear space-time paradigm allots it. I have the time to do it. I go live on my Facebook account. My Facebook account is linked below in the description of this installment. You can follow to catch the lives when I go live. I channel whatever the soul puts on the heart space in the community lives. We laugh, we joke, we seriously heal, we seriously remember. So this installment this installment, Music Debunked, it was actually one of my community lives in which I converted into Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment installment, a weekly offering. And I'll do this sometimes. I'll be guided to convert my community lives into podcast offerings. We heal, it's like, hey, I should put this in the weekly offerings. I do this sometimes. So you'll find this within the podcast. Music Debunked is one of my community lives in which we're converted into a weekly podcast offering. It's in the Kingdom Things podcast catalog, as well as the Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment catalog. So I channel Vanity Debunked, Music Debunked. And these channeling, the healing, which is synonymous, with these channelings, these help me grow and evolve out of the dissonance, like out of choosing the lower timelines, out of choosing the dysfunction, out of choosing persona identification, paradigms, evolution, now moments. To assist with the higher frequency manifestations, no death, no disease, no war, no famine, world peace, no poverty, no pedophilia, no sex trafficking, no human trafficking, the mass awakening of our mind, body, soul, spirit, and to remember that we are infinite energies having a celestial being and beyond experience of God's creation. And as we exist, as we grow, as we be, we are the divine in evolution. So Vanity Debunked, Music Debunked, and there's another installment. Let's see. Oh yes. Again, all the allegations in these transmissions are allegations gifted by the cosmos to assist with our divine evolution. Okay, elitism transcended. Elitism transcended. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Elitism transcended. It's like, Ashley, there's one more transmission. I spoke that out loud. I was like, which one is it? Well, I couldn't remember which one. And then I was like, okay, I found it. Elitism transcended. And the soul's like, thank you, Ashley, for referencing this. Yes, you're welcome. Elitism transcended. Elitism transcended. Galactic and beyond roots regenerated. Channel messages. Link, it's a oneness connect. It was originally channeled for Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment. This installment has also been added to the Kingdom Things podcast catalog. It's titled Elitism Transcended, Galactic and Beyond Roots Regenerated. Beyond Roots Regenerated. Again, all the allegations in these transmissions are allegations. Okay. Beyond. And I've been able to see, whenever we spoke about or spoke up about anything, how there's frequencies that don't want you to speak, right? Because these frequencies want to uphold their personas. They want to continue to live as their personas. And understanding how that's a mirror of how we want to continue to live as persona. So that's the tone right now. Self-acceptance. Let's be the wisdoms. Let's evolve into greater conscious awareness, greater conscious embodiment of our limitless wellness, balance, tandem nature with all beings, all things. As universally aligned, universally assigned for the upliftment and regeneration of all things. And so shall it be. The roots regenerated. Roots regenerated. Okay. Okay, there's that, and that. Okay. So there's that. This. And again, all allegations are allegations in these transmissions or any of my transmissions. We're about to get into channeling transcendentally bunnies of the great beyond. Before we do that, another nugget of golden wisdoms that I got from the soul space and from experience. Celibacy, abstinence. So pertinent. And divine remembrance. Understand, with me saying this, with understanding the way that I have experienced divine remembrance, everybody's experience isn't the same. And the soul is also like, say this, Ashley, like whenever we lay down or have sex with anybody, anything, we're jumping into a portal of energies. Of that being that person's cocoons, or of that person's energetic imbalances and balances. We're in a time where we want to come into soul clarity, soul wisdoms, soul remembrance. And remember that our existence is way more than we ever thought it was. And then also understanding whenever we do anything, it's like we're jumping into a portal that shapes how we grow and evolve and show up in divine evolution. So staying heart-centered, being in wellness and balance. We're going to sit back and we're going to transcendently channel the bunnies of the great beyond. Bunnies of the great beyond, thank you so much for presenting yourself. Ashley, we will go ahead and channel once more. But as you were speaking through this transmission, we were one with you. We made it clear. We said what we wanted to say. We do understand that you're in a paradigm of reality that likes to perceive your perspective, your perception, and the way you think you're going to perceive your perspective, your perception. Let it go. Allow yourself to unfurl, unveil, into remembrance that you are remembrance. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, bunnies of the great beyond. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, they did tell me, but when I got done talking, I was like, yeah, we're going to transcendently, right before I said we're going to transcendently channel the bunnies of the great beyond, I already knew that we were channeling the whole podcast. They were speaking to us, through us, to the whole podcast. Thank you, bunnies of the great beyond. I appreciate it. I appreciate you formally, transcendently channeling and sharing this bit of wisdom this bit of wisdom as well. Thank you, bunnies of the great beyond. You're welcome. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Bonus and balance, bonus and balance. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, I have so much gratitude. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm stay heart-centered. So I've given up. I not given up, but I've evolved out of the paradigms of identifying as a singer-songwriter. Through my journey of divine evolution, I have created a catalog of music. My soul's like, hey, Ashley, keep the catalog up. because this cataloging music help you grow and evolve into who you are in this moment. So leave that music up for someone else that can utilize the wisdoms, the remembrances, the healing frequencies. Put music down because I thought I had to become who God created me to be a few years ago, as I've been channeling and sharing music with the world since 2013. And I dropped out of my college courses, my Asiyah Community Colleges courses in 2013. I started this. I was in class and I didn't like it. Taking Asiyah Community College classes, I didn't like it. I got soul guidance. Hey, I should drop out of these classes because you don't like it. It's suffocating your soul. Drop out of the classes to music full time. I did, and I started recording and sharing music online with the collective back in 2014. I thought I had to stop sharing music in order to become who God created me to be back in like 2019, 2020. Excuse me, bless me. So I did. In one of my morning or evening walks, I do a morning and evening walk, and I was walking and I was doing a Powwow session talking to the soul space, the oneness of all things. And the soul space was like, hey, Ashley, why do you want to do music? I was like, because I at the time I said I love music, and then I channeled music. I've been healing, I channeled music debunked. I'm like, ooh, I don't know about loving music, but I used to identify as loving music. Understanding the music industry and the way we love music, it was steeped in our disposition to want to hold on to who we thought we were, or hold on to limitations, or hold on to this linear space-time paradigm with the illusion of separation from the infinite. At the time I said I love music. The soul said, pick your music back up. Start healing yourself and channel healing frequencies and wisdoms into the music. I let go of the limitation. Let's deep dive into limitation. Deep dive into the things that we said we love, and garner the wisdoms to be liberation in our love. Garner the wisdoms to identify as our limitless wellness, balance in our love. Garner the wisdoms to be freedom, to be the infinite and divine evolution. Christ, celestial oneness, galactic consciousness is universally aligned, universally assigned for the uplifting regeneration of all things in our love. My music, Ashley-Nicole music, is available to stream on YouTube, my YouTube channel. It's the only place that you can stream it. I'm not going to post it anywhere else. Ashley-Nicole music is available on YouTube. Link below in the description of this video. Go to the playlist section. I have many albums, some songs, and some songs from before I awakened, and then the albums and my evolution after my soul awakening, like my rapid soul awakening. You can perceive the difference. I don't have to tell you which ones are which. You can perceive the evolution and growth. I want to sing my song, My Body, before we get into our formal outro. My Body is on Evolution, the EP. It's really an album. I don't know why I called it the EP. I kind of do know why I called it the EP, because my first full-length project that I put out, I called it the EP. I was in a duo. It was called Open Heart Surgery. Full circle moment. It was called Open Heart Surgery, the EP, and then my first full-length solo project, I did actually second. The first one was Goddess Things. The second full-length solo project within my rapid spiritual awakening journey is Evolution, the EP. So I understand why I call it the EP. It's like how energies repeat, but just at different dimensions. My first full-length project in my duo is called Open Heart Surgery, the EP, or the LP, one of the two. And then Evolution, I did Goddess Things in my awakening journey. And then Evolution, the EP, my soul's like, hey, Ashley, you're not who you thought you were. You're not who you were before. None of us are. You know, whenever the music, they're chakma, divine wisdoms. Help you find a soul remembrance, soul awakening, mind, body, heart, spirit, genome, DNA activation to remembrance that we are one in our infinite dimensions. We are the divine in evolution. It's universally aligned, universally assigned. For the uplifting regeneration of all things being well beyond our synaptical understanding of all things. My Body is on Evolution, the EP. I am more than I ever consciously knew I was. Yeah. I open doors with the curiosity to self-explore. Oh, magic in my body, my template, my body. We are divine, sprang from the earth, bioevolution, with the divine magic that's held inside. Yeah, my body, our body, is so. Came in 94, how about you? To uplift the paradigm that we're all divine. Yeah, my body is so, we are all divine. Human, we are all defined as divine. This is my song, My Body. It's on Evolution EP on my music channel. All is well. All is well. All right, so we talked about going into the formal outro. Let's clap it up. This is a great, girthy installment, baby. Girthy, full, fulfilling installment. We talked about a lot of things, channeled about a lot of things, channeled about a lot of healing frequencies. We talked about Oneness Connection, Energetic Upliftment, Sister Brother podcast, available to stream on YouTube, link below. Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips, available to stream on YouTube, Spotify. Follow, hit the notification bells, subscribe. My music, Ashley-Nicole Music, link below, available to stream on YouTube. I also have a live series over there called Out of the Box. It's analogous to what we're all going through in some way. We're awakening to the remembrance that we are divine, we are wellness, we are balanced. Out of the Box is available to stream. Playlist section, Ashley-Nicole Music on YouTube. I also enjoy cooking. I'm a home cook. Whatever the ancestors tell me to put in the pot, the pan, the baking dish, the soul space, because heart guidance tell me to put in the pot, the pan, the baking dish. This is what I put into the pot, the pan, the baking dish. We chat, we kiki, we laugh, we joke, we get divine revelations, we channel divine remembrances. Have some mukbang content over there as well. A more formal dinner talk installment episode offering, and then Let Me See Your Plate, which is more casual. More the more we eat, we speak about, channel about whatever the soul space puts on the heart to channel about, to assist us into greater conscious awareness, greater conscious embodiment, how we've always been wellness, balance, limitless nature. And then I channeled the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel, which is a 3-part book series. It's helped me in my awakening process, and souls like share with the world to help assist all of us as we awaken into divine remembrance. The Unconditional Love Literature Parcel, again, consists of 3 books. The first 2 books coming on the story of Asiyah, followed by the story of Asiyah, I'm Home. Asiyah is a teenage girl growing up in the New York City foster care system. She's catalyzed onto her spiritual awakening journey when she experiences many experiences which help grow and evolve her into greater conscious awareness, greater conscious embodiment. It's a remembrance that she is wellness, she is balance, she is unconditional love. But the remembrance that all things are one. All things are the divine evolution. The third part of the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel is Maya the Have. Maya the Have is analogous to the dimensionality of divine evolution in which we've perceived it for so long. Separation, illusion of separation from our divine nature or the divine, which is infinite dimensions. To come into, in the book, we're coming into remembrance that we've always been one with the divine, or we've always been unconditional love, or we've always been the remembrance that all things are God and evolution to assist with the greater conscious awareness of our wellness, our balanced nature. The Unconditional Love Literature Parcel is available to purchase in the Amazon bookstore if you're doing digital downloads. It's 3 separate downloads, $9.99 plus tax per download for the entire parcel. If you're doing paperback copies mailed to your home, the first 2 parts, Asiyah's story, coming on the story of Asiyah, followed by the story of Asiyah, I'm Home, is available to purchase in one binding. It's $19.99 plus tax, plus shipping and handling. The third part, Maya the Have, comes in a separate binding, paperback binding. It's $9.99 plus tax, so $29.98 plus tax, plus shipping and handling, more than more for all 3 stories. A penny difference from digital download to paperback mailed to your home, plus shipping and handling. And then I have, and then also the first 2 books, Coming Home, the story of Asiyah, followed by the story of Asiyah, you are able to listen to the books audio style within the Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips YouTube catalog. I'm actually speaking, reading, incantating, orating the book in the audio style. First two books, again available to stream in the Kingdom Things podcast YouTube catalog. Link below. These 2 playlists, Coming Home, the story of Asiyah, followed by the story of Asiyah, audiobook style, are linked below in the description of this Kingdom Things podcast installment. I also have an animated series, which actually spawned from the inspiration to channel this animated series in our perceptive experience spawns from the experience of channeling the books, the Unconditional Love Letters for Parcel, the divine wisdoms in which I'm guided to share, and the multidimensional experiences in which I come into greater conscious awareness of, plus the divine wisdoms in which I'm guided to share, I channel into the animated series. Asiyah Story, the animated series, is available to stream for free. My author's YouTube channel, AP Short Stories on YouTube, link below in the description of this Kingdom Things podcast installment. We're about to roll into an episode of Out of the Box, as well as Asiyah Story, the animated series. I love you. Love on yourself. Self-love is the best love because it assists us with growing in and embodying the limitless wellness, balance potentials on which we've always only been. It helps us be more compassionate to everyone, every being's, everything's experience, understanding every being, everything's experience had to take place in order for evolution to take place, to be. Self-love is the best love because we are love in our truest truth. So let's give it to ourselves, and giving it to ourselves is giving love to the collective, or all beings, all things. Or God, Allah, Shekinah, Parcel, Source, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High, the infinite dimensions within and beyond. God, Allah, Shekinah, Parcel, Source, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High. Self-love is the best love because it helps us deepen the intimacy with all beings, all things, of the self or God, to perceive and be our infinite wellness in more perceptive ways, more intimate ways. I'm going to see y'all later. Bye. Between me and you, life is all that it's cracked up to be. Taking my dark moments with as much gratitude as I do my light, I am able to perceive a wider scope of who I am. I am able to perceive more of my multidimensionality. Which is available on Amazon books, in the Amazon bookstore. Coming home this way, my book. I wrote palm frites into my book. It's a restaurant in NYC. My book, Coming Home, the Story of Asiyah, followed by the story of Asiyah, I'm Home, is available in the Amazon bookstore. It's about what humanity is about to going through the great awakening, the great shift, where we wake up to our limitless potentials. So I wrote about palm frites in my book. I've been wanting to go to palm frites since I was a kid. I've been talking about palm frites for the last 3 months. I'm manifesting. I'm in New York City, NYC. Palm frites is 44 minutes that way if you walk, 8 minutes if you Uber, you know. You rang. How can I assist you, dear Asiyah? Well, I'm on my flight to London, and I got a vision. Ashley-Nicole, please, Mindy, my dearest galactic ancestor, tell me what's going on here. I didn't know who else to ask about this, so I dropped into a deep meditation. And here you are. I'm always here, whenever you need me. Me and all of creation. You are a dimension of all of creation. I'm a character in a book? Hey, my name is Asiyah, and I am an interdimensional being. I know. I just found out myself. Everything that I thought was my truth was a lie. I chose to continue this life because of the one thing that I know isn't a lie. Love. What did you think the book of Akashic Records consisted of? Just as Ashley-Nicole authored you or channeled you into creation, your co-creator, Ashley, was written into creation herself. But you reside within a reality of infinite realities. The age of unconditional love you have been assisting to bring about. You, your co-creator Ashley, and all of creation have been assisting to create, will allow for all realities, dimensions, and creations to transcend space and time, to grow, learn, and love from and with one another, as one creation, one family. Whoa. I had such a great time in London. I saw Big Ben. I ate at one of my favorite restaurants that I'd never visited before, Bacchanalia, London. I stayed at the Claremont Victoria, right around the corner from Buckingham Palace. I visited the palace as well. I also graduated into my role as an ambassador of the universe. I know. It went like this. As I was awaiting London public transit to take me 0.6 miles away from my destination, Bacchanalia, London, I got an epiphany. I once told a friend, our bodies aren't dumpsters for all of our emotions. And I was reminded that I had been holding in a lot of resentment and anger over the years for being or presenting as other than who I was, for not allowing my soul or my true authenticity to breathe. I was reminded by my ancestors that me forgetting who I was, a goddess having a human experience, was a part of the makings of me. And not only was forgetting who I am a part of the makings of me, but it was for my protection. I had to develop the skills or karmic lessons to be able to wield the power that is me, myself, my God essence, my goddess essence. All of the resentment, anger, envy, jealousy, and rage I held within, I'm now able to observe with a subjective view, an objective view, detached from the energies, and detach all people, places, and things from the thought patterns associated with this energy, in order to create new thought patterns to utilize the energy to manifest a reality that I do want, a reality of wellness, a reality for abundance for all, a reality of abundance for all. I sit here on this bench in the park whenever I need space to be with myself. Okay, how do I present this one? Other dimensions of myself or my ancestors shared with me that there is such a thing as a shadow government here on planet Earth. Based off of my internal work, my shadow work, my astral travel, and my learnings with my spirit guides, I have the understanding that everything in creation is multidimensional. The government is multidimensional. Our governments are multidimensional. Who are the shadows lurking behind the light, or what we can perceive in our reality? The shadow government is actually angelic beings, the all, oneness, or God, assisting with humanity's and planet Earth's ascension. Everything we've experienced and everything that we will experience has served as tools for self-mastery to be able to wield our oneness, God power in physical form here in this realm of creation called planet Earth as human beings. As we all, as individual humans, continue to align with our internal gnosis or our soul's knowings or our soul blueprint, we will continue to extinguish any remnants of the amnesiatic states in which we created out of false pretense, in which we created out of the understanding that we are abundance, in which we created out of the understanding that we are dimensions and are God, Goddess.
I'm glad we were able to pencil each other in.
Me too. You know, our missions keep us busy. Super busy.
Yeah, I know. We just have to remember where our mission starts. internal, our soul. Where we meet, our soul.
Yes and yes. Before I get into all the juicy astral details, you like my new hairstyle?
I really do. What inspired the do?
I'm not sure. I just wanted something different. Well, different for me anyways.
I love it, Asiyah.
Thank you. I'm so grateful for our bond, our connection. My internal knowings, intuition, God inside told me a while ago that we were created with each other's most wildest dreams and possibilities in mind. I definitely believe it now. If I had any doubts before, I have less doubts now.
Do you want to talk about it?
In front of the camera?
Cut. What are you talking about, Chase? Why don't you want to talk about it on camera, Asiyah? Asiyah?
Chase is talking about some things that have implications on human nature and the planet. I'm not sure if I want to talk about it on camera yet.
Well, Asiyah, you signed on to be a part of a show where you divulged the journey, your spiritual alignment, to hopefully encourage others that are going through similar things as yourself. You have to tell your truth. Tell your story.
It's going to be fine. Okay, Asiyah?
Okay.
I am a key.
I am a key.
And our union in this reality solidifies the solidarity of all of creation, the oneness of all things.
A new world. A God dream. My name is Asiyah, and I'm a teenage witch. Just kidding. I am a starseed. My story is much like humanity's story. I awakened to some pretty spectacular things about myself. Coming home, the story of Asiyah, followed by the story of Asiyah, I'm home. The book series that introduces the book. After returning from a day's trip, I have read my attempt's letter. He speaks of my father releasing him from imprisonment and the fate of death. He pleads for us to run away together. This plea is one of which I must no state to decline. My other half, available in the Amazon bookstore. I feel as though I was born here on Earth to find you. I was created to find my person. The Unconditional Love Literature Parcel, now available in the Amazon bookstore.
I am a key.
I am a key.
And our union in this reality solidifies the solidarity of all of creation, the oneness of all things.
A new world. A God dream. Conscious within a realm that is a patient within the etheric intensive care unit. As ancient eons-old prophecy has been resurrected and fulfilled, growing into being a dimension of the limitless bipedal man. Well, woman. Let's try this intro scene again. We're galactic beings. Our energetic disposition and thought patterns manifest our reality. Let's try awakened within the dream. Remembering that I am one with all things, and that my energetic embodiment is infinite and sentient.
Another day in paradise.
As I awakened to my limitless presence, a little bit ahead of the masses.
Another day in paradise.
Because I am a forerunner. I began to demonize humanism as a part of my awakening process. It's an ancient cycle, an archaic cycle, that we no longer allow ourselves to do, as instead of demonizing our experiences,
Not limerence. Not naive.
or our creations as humans, we face them, we meet them, we learn from them, and grow and evolve the energies of our creations.
But conscious and aware of the need and necessity to balance energies to eradicate disease. Another day in paradise.
Like food. And nature. What does your sky look like? I ask because I have the soul level remembrance that every human perceives reality as we are, or as the energies we're embodying in every moment, and not truly as it is. So I ask, what does your sky look like?
You are clear, ocean waves, what you call sins, heavy waves of revolution, activated human, you are the earth, you are the dust, you are the gold, truth, land.
We, humanity, stem from the beginning of space and time, the spheres of creation in which came together to acclimate, create a more powerful, abundant, prime source creator energy, or Allah, or God, or the Most High. The energy summation of the spheres of creation were an energy of imbalance and chaos. So, galactic creation ensued, as well as the universal laws in which govern the tangible realms, worlds, and planets. Like the principle of gender, everything in creation has feminine as well as masculine energies as the components of its makeup. To be in perfect balance or achieve 0 point, you must embrace, honor, and cultivate your yin and your yang, or your feminine and your masculine, or your inner man as well as inner woman. You don't have to know the way. Just know that you are your North Star.
You are a warrior, princess, dragon, galactic, queen.
Be like water. Flow.
How's being awake in your earthly dream treating you?
Taking everything in stride. How's the Earth's timeline trajectory looking?
100% chance of the highest timeline outcome manifesting for the foreseeable eons, and a 100% chance of your most abundant mirrored and balancing counterpart manifesting to traverse your human interdimensional existence with.
All in a space, time, and beyond's work. And I trust this.
Be patient, Ash.
Ash?
Do you mind me calling you Ash?
No. I don't mind. My grandmother and my sister are the only ones who have called me Ash.
You there, Ashley? Ash? Ash?
Yeah. I'm here.
You're remembering.
I'm what? Remembering.
Your mission on planet Earth.
To assist with uplifting and rejuvenating all of infinite creation through the way I relate with and unconditionally love myself or all things.
Yes. Be patient and compassionate with yourself, Ashley.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Talk to you later, Em.
Civilizations that are power personified.